Well, good morning everyone. I'm just wandering down to Bethel to get set up for today. Really looking forward to today. Good friend and just really inspiring all-round person really. Sometimes we talk about people being great speakers, but the truth is they're great speakers because there's a lived-inness to their message, and that's Hayley to a T. So really looking forward to Hayley Young. Then we're going to set up for a live podcast this evening, just to be able to take a deeper dive into her theme, which is building a bigger table, if you haven't heard us say that enough yet. So I'm just heading down to the church to get a few things ready. Then I'm going to go home and cook, so pray for Hayley. I should have called this video Cooking for the President. It would have been a very short video. For this meatballs recipe you will need to buy some meatballs and some meatball sauce. Whenever we have a guest speaker, it occurs to me that there's a real chance to hear an outside voice, a prophetic voice speaking into our community, and it's a real challenge, I think, to know how to honour that, to really respond to it. This isn't a spoiler because by the time you're watching this, the service will have happened, but I'm going to get some paper plates and there'll be a big table at the back, and I just want to ask the church in the light of this theme, in the light of God's word, in the light of the message today, what do we need to do? What do we need to change? Because it's very easy, isn't it, to hear something and think because we know something, that's enough, that's done. But what do we actually need to do, and how do we honour the role, the voice, the space for the prophetic? I'm not sure what kind of weekend you've had. We've had a really quiet weekend because for us it's been the spree weekend, and that means our young people are down on the campsite there in Carmarthen. For Lethley Fields, I believe, is where they were headed. Could be somewhere different, but that's where I think they were going. These camps, these moments away with other young people, they're so significant, aren't they? I think it can be a case of just realising there are a lot of other young people that are part of groups and churches, and that can be inspiring in itself. You get away a whole weekend to have fun together, to bond together as a group, but also just to immerse yourself in the message. And for that reason, I think a lot of us found youth camps quite a significant place when we were younger. So I'm really excited to hear what has been going on, what they've been up to, what God's been up to, and really hoping and praying it's been a big moment of connection. I know the cakes that people have made have gone down very, very well, so thank you for making or buying cakes and sending them with those. It's always great, isn't it, when the young people feel that we're somehow supporting them, that we're wanting to encourage them and send something with them, that we're praying for them. It's a really good thing. Just walking past the park here where it's the is it Vintage for Victory, or I can't remember what it's called now, but it's the weekend where there's a big festival and they get all kinds of cars and planes and tents and costumes and food and music from like the 60s, 70s, I guess, maybe even earlier, 40s, 50s, and they call it a party to remember, and it looks a lot of fun. We've never been, but seen people come in and go in, and I don't know, it makes me wonder the effort that some people go to celebrate something. Sometimes it puts us a bit to shame, doesn't it, as the church? I felt the same during lockdown. There were a whole bunch of musicals that were released for people to watch online, because obviously we couldn't go to the West End. And one of them was Hamilton, which not everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoyed. And again, I get inspired to see the lengths that people will go to share their story and the passion behind it. And I wonder sometimes if we can be a little bit lackluster in what we do. You know, how far are we willing to go to celebrate our story, to share our story? So I'm just going to nip into the shop here on the way and buy some paper plates, which are going to be part of our response time. Yeah, these creative things, I think for me, function in a couple of ways, and I hope for others as well. I think they remind me to make my response to something, to add my voice to the conversation, not just to sit and passively listen, but to actively participate. I think doing something creative, I mean, writing something down or whatever it is, it doesn't actually change anything, but it does make something a little bit more concrete. Morning!
Yeah.
Morning guys! It makes something a bit more tangible and, I don't know, present somehow, and I'm hoping it helps people to respond today. So I'm nearly here. It's about 9:30. It's about now, whenever there's a guest speaker, I start to wonder what'll happen if they've got lost somewhere, or the car's broken down, or they overslept. I'm gonna have to make something up, but that's okay. I don't think I actually arranged the time to meet Hayley today, so she'll be here when she gets here. Oh, it's a beautiful day. You always know it's a lovely day when it's hot early, you know? It's going to be a good one. Well, the lane's empty, so she's not here yet, so let's hope she hasn't broken down or fallen asleep. Some really great ministry yesterday morning from Hayley, and must confess the whole thing about holding out your hand and realising that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's like this and so much more. It's really stuck with me. Something I'm still thinking about what that means. Thanks to everyone who engaged as well. We're talking about one thing they wanted to change and writing on the plates. We'll take a good look at those and see what's come out of it. It's always good, isn't it, not just to hear, but to somehow begin to respond, to do in response. So thank you so much for everyone that took part with that. Although I must confess, it did feel quite strange, having just heard about the church should throw the best parties in the world, then handing out empty plates seemed like a really strange response. It's now Monday, and Hayley's sharing again this morning at a ministers' meeting over in Togwynlais, so I'm headed over there to catch up with his thoughts for leaders building bigger tables. So looking forward to carrying on the conversation. It's really funny to be walking this way actually, because it's a walk that I normally do with the dog. Instead of be doing it on my own feels a little bit strange, but yeah, not that we're walking her much at the minute while she's recovering from an op. So I'll probably talk about the dog more than is necessary, really, don't I? If you're a non-dog owner, you're probably thinking, does all this guy talk about is his dog? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that is pretty much all I talk about. I'm not sure what you're up to on this beautiful Monday morning, but it's a great morning to be out for a walk. I think this is the hottest day of all the hot days that we're having at the moment, or meant to be. And yeah, I've Camp and Corriton roundabout, and now into Tonguin Lights. Just going to come up to Einan. I'm going to be early, which is good. I hate being late. If I'm not like 5-10 minutes early for something, I feel like I'm late anyway. Looking forward to catching up with everyone again, hearing more, carrying on the conversation. Have a great day. Keep thinking about this question. Keep the conversation going, and do share with me and with others your thoughts on what it means to be people who want to build a big table. I was here at one point last year recording an association video for Einan before they came into membership of the Baptist Union, and they were just beginning a building project, and as you can see, it really has taken shape.